Because after all, today is the way of love. Did you know that Micah the prophet, his name actually means who is like the Lord, or who is like Yahweh? And in the very end of this book, chapter 7, verse 18, he says this, that God or Yahweh is like one who has unfailing love. And what we're seeing in chapter 5 is the unfolding of what that unfailing love looks like. So chapter 5, verse 4 is where I really want to look at these attributes of this one to come, the baby to be born in Bethlehem, and what will his qualities be? So the first one, chapter 5, verse 4 mentions is that he will stand as a shepherd of his people. Now that image of standing as a shepherd does convey that it's probably like a coronation. In other words, this is a king. Now, if you were Jewish at the time that Micah gave this prophecy, and you heard about one to be born in Bethlehem, everyone's mind would think of the most famous person who was ever born in Bethlehem. Do you know who that is? That's David, son of Jesse. You see, it was Bethlehem's favorite son. In fact, every quality of this person to come shows similar qualities of David, with the difference being that the one to come has David's qualities par excellence. In other words, while David was a very frail man who did become king, this one to come has those same qualities except in perfection. And the first one, that he's going to be a shepherd. Now, what does that make you think of when you think of a shepherd? For me, I think of my nativity set here, and here's an example of Joseph, but you see Joseph has a staff, and I think of a very docile person like this, watching his sheep and, just taking care of business, making sure none of them run away. But it's funny that David himself gives us the picture of what a divine shepherd looks like. You probably know these words. Psalm 23, the Lord is my shepherd. I lack nothing. He leads me by quiet waters. He restores my soul. He leads me in paths of righteousness for his name's sake. Even though I go through the darkest valley, I will fear no evil. His rod and his staff, they comfort me. What we observe, very simply, in this perfect picture that David himself tells us of what the Lord is like as a shepherd, is somebody who has our back. He's looking after us. He's providing for us, and we can rest there no matter what may happen. I have shared with various people that Michelle and I are in this new venture in life. And many of you have heard that we're going to be moving to Nevada. Michelle's moving on January 17th, and I'll be moving sometime after Easter. But in this journey, I feel like I'm graduating from college. In other words, I'm young enough where I want to get a job. I want to serve in ministry, but I don't know what God has in store. I just don't know. And so, truth be told, I'm a little nervous how it's going to unfold, but I am always getting the sense that God's my shepherd. He has my back.